Welcome to MojoPlays. To kick off the launch of our brand new channel, check out some of our favorite videos from WatchMojo's huge library of gaming content. Then, click on the link in the description below to head over to our Suggest page and vote on how you would have ranked this list.
One thing I do know. I have a job to do, and I'm gonna see it through.
Pre-order bonuses are a worrying trend as a whole, but these are the worst of the worst. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst video game pre-order bonuses.
So, what are you waiting for? Come along, rabbit.
For this list, we're looking at those little extra bonuses that came with the game as a reward for pre-ordering, the ones that you immediately regretted.
There was a time when I thought myself the deadliest scourge of these seas.
We're only looking at pre-orders here, so limited editions like the 1 million Saints Row 4 package and the torso bust that came with Dead Island Riptide will not be included. Also, Deus Ex Mankind Divided's horrible pre-order augmentation would have also made this list, but thankfully Square Enix realized how terrible it was and cancelled it, so they dodged a bullet.
As pre-order numbers climb, more rewards are unlocked.
Number 10, extra melee attacks. Remember Me. This little video game that ironically no one remembers is a science fiction action game that follows a memory hunter as she fights to regain her lost memories. The game is focused mainly on hand-to-hand combat, with its distinguishing characteristics being the Combo Lab, a feature where players can customize their own combos.
What did you do?
With pre-ordering the game from Amazon, Best Buy, or Steam, players were treated to 3 unique fighting moves: the Flash Kick, the Spinning Bird Kick, and the Dragon Punch. Yippee.
This is all wrong.
Why didn't they just include those in the game to begin with? Nobody knows, but that's going to be a trend.
Temporary quarantine established. Thank you for your patience.
Number 9, Ranger Mode, the limited edition. Metro Last Light.
There he is, our hero.
These games with an intense cult following take place in a post-apocalyptic Moscow, and has you playing as underground soldiers fighting for survival.
Seems like there's all kinds of things stirring up.
Seeing as how survival is such a key concept for this game, the developers must have thought that adding an extra difficulty setting would shake things up for die-hard fans.
I surrender! Surrender!
Ranger Mode was thus created, and it was placed in the limited edition of the game, which was only guaranteed to those that pre-ordered the standard game.
What the hell are you doing here then? Don't get there!
Even though it calls itself a limited edition, it was the reward for a pre-order, and therefore eligible for this list. Kind of insulting, don't you think?
If you don't pre-order the game, guess what? You can still have the Ranger Mode after the game comes out. Charge you $5.
Number 8, glow-in-the-dark condoms. Infamous Second Son.
If you want to get your hands on Infamous Second Son, you can get your hands on some condoms.
No, we didn't just read that wrong. In Italy, the pre-order of Infamous Second Son actually came with glow-in-the-dark condoms. But what it really has to do with the game, no one really knows. Maybe so you couldn't create a second son of your own? Other than that, there's absolutely no connection between this game, about a man who is ostracized for his superhuman powers, and glow-in-the-dark condoms. Oh, and it also came with 2 Red Bulls, because those are hard to come by.
Now, as weird as this may be, why can't we get cool shit like that in the US? You always get some poster. No one ever gives you condoms.
Number 7, Sand Globes. Resident Evil 5.
You're kidding, right?
If the Resident Evil series screams one thing, it's snow globes. Well, sand globes in this case, because the game is set in Africa. Isn't that clever?
I'm gonna take out the door. Find some cover.
The game follows Chris and Sheva as they battle mutated monsters and humans, and of course a sand globe is the perfect thing to supplement all that. Your friends will gawk in amazement at how much the figures look like their respective characters and how well the sand refuses to snow but instead flops from one side to the other. I don't know about you, but this is definitely one thing that all horror fans must own, am I right?
Getting it on and see what happens. Snow globe.
Number 6, 25 extra lives. Sonic Lost World.
I think I liked it better when I was trying to destroy you.
In 2013, Sonic was on his last legs, so the franchise needed a major boost. So, for this entry, Sega decided to offer the questionable bonus of 25 extra lives for those that pre-ordered the game.
Never have you seen a group so evil, so nasty, and devious.
Sure, extra lives aren't bad, but as a pre-order bonus, that's kind of a letdown. When the reward is extra lives, the game is basically screaming that it's impossibly difficult, something that Lost World ended up being heavily criticized for. In the end, the pre-order was considered a joke, and the game received mixed reviews. Talk about a marketing misfire. Number 5. A football. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Little more than a blowpipe. But it'll do.
Quick, what do you think of when I say 18th century pirates battling it out on the open sea? Did you say football? No, of course you didn't.
Please to repeat. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Regardless, some retailers, especially in the UK, packaged this game about clashing pirates with a black football with the game name etched on the side. Why? Because American football is so popular in Europe. Duh.
Captain, you have the look of a man crafting a bold idea. The look I've seen before.
You mark well, Addy.
The bonus became somewhat of a joke on the internet, with many people questioning just what it was that Ubisoft was thinking when they created this brilliant idea. Oh wait, I get it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Pirates? Because the British would totally get that joke, right? Number 4, a commemorative coin, Super Mario Galaxy. Hype was through the roof for this Mario installment, because he was now on the Wii and, like most franchises that run out of ideas, in space. Needless to say, this historic game needed some form of remembrance, so those that pre-ordered were treated to a commemorative coin. It's literally just sort of like a silver coin with Mario flying through the air on the front.
This is really just an excellent piece.
Sure, it may make a cute keepsake for die-hard fans or coin collectors, I guess, but it's absolutely useless for most gamers. You can see them now selling on eBay for about $5, as gamers desperately try to rid themselves of this meaningless item. Worst of all, it looks pretty damn crappy too, and doesn't look anything like a Mario Brothers coin from the games.
And then a big Wii on the back.
Number 3, retail exclusive pre-orders, Batman Arkham City.
Never heard of it.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Warner Brothers Games is pretty much notorious for abusing pre-order culture with a lot of their games, at times often flaunting their pre-order bonuses immediately once the game is announced. And yet, Batman Arkham City may be the worst offender of all.
Beer. That's how we get respect.
DLC for Robin was a pre-order offer for Best Buy, while GameStop gave a DLC map. Then, any other retailer got to use one of 5 different skins for Batman.
You expecting a kiss?
EA did something similar with Mass Effect 3 by keeping weapons as retail exclusive pre-orders. And while WB Games did tone it down a bit for Arkham Knight, they still locked content to retail pre-orders.
Closing time.
Breaking news, Gotham's underworld is terrorized by the brutal Red Hood.
Overtime?
For the latest details.
Overtime.
Number 2, the Day Zero promotion, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, if I remember all of that like it was yesterday.
That was today, actually.
A lot can happen in one day. Pre-order Call of Duty Advanced Warfare at GameStop and get the exclusive Day Zero edition.
Anyone who follows gaming knows that the Call of Duty franchise is the king of the multiplayer world, and that millions partake every year in the fun. So, for those that pre-ordered the latest installment, they were treated to 24 extra hours of multiplayer, as it was released to them a full day earlier than other gamers. Are they really that desperate that they needed an extra 24 hours of playtime?
What are you doing? We don't kiss ghosts!
If that wasn't bad enough, the digital pre-order version of the game didn't work properly for the PS4 and Xbox One users, forcing them to re-download the entire 40GB game on Day Zero.
Let's see what else this thing can do.
Plus, Xbox One users using the 14-day trial had issues getting online. Fun stuff.
America's been trying to install democracies in nations for a century, and it hasn't worked one time.
Before we take a look at our worst offender, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, too many packages. Watch Dogs.
I saw something no one was meant to see.
Watch Dogs, a game about a hacker who can manipulate the city, was aimed to be the be-all, end-all of open-world games. Needless to say, it disappointed a lot of people. But that disappointment is nothing compared to the mess that was the pre-orders.
I called the cops. You didn't.
No less than 5 retailers had exclusive content, including GameStop, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, and Target. Most of these came with awful bonuses like different outfits, exclusive guns, or an extra mission.
It was a job, man. I didn't know!
It was such a mess that many people needed a spreadsheet just to keep up with who offered what. When bonus content is that complicated, it's definitely not worth it, brah.
Honey,
Your uncle's a different kind of person. It doesn't mean he doesn't love us.
Do you agree with our list?
I'll erase the last barriers myself.
What pre-order bonus were you dismayed with? For more fulfilling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
If you insist.
Whoa, that's harsh!
Thanks for watching Mojo Plays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.